What's going on, everybody? It is Anthony Michael Russo with Be the Change. Gonna have my fun little Easter Sunday rant. I hope everybody's having a fantastic Easter Sunday. I hope you're getting to spend it with family, friends, etc. But it wouldn't be a week if I didn't cap it off with little, just quick, quote-unquote, blunt force logic. So let's get started with a little bit of fun. Invite some people. Go ahead and share this out there. I know I tried to do this yesterday, the day before. Was having trouble with internet. Got good internet now. We're going to give you 10 minutes of what's going on and all the problems on this Easter Sunday. If you can drive a little bit better. She's trying to eat ice cream, and we're trying not to die. But I'm not driving. I'm in the passenger seat. I know sometimes it's reversed. So let's get started. What's going on, everybody? Happy Easter. I see Tina, Rose, Dawn, Chris, Ashley. You guys making comments. Good seeing you, Jeanette. You know, it has been a very interesting week. And as I said yesterday or a couple days ago, the All-Star game should have been the craziest news of the week and the most frustrating because it's absolutely batshit crazy. I am also going to let you guys know that for blunt force logic, when I do these one-on-ones, typically I'll be in a studio, wake up. I'm doing once or twice a week, possibly working with OpsLens and putting that content up there because we're looking to see what show that would be. I don't know if I'll put these always on Be the Change. So in the box on the side, I've put this. It is facebook.com/Be the Change Anthony, which is my personal motivational speaking site and all that. So you will be able to have that there. And you'll be able to know that this is where this show will be played as well as on OpsLens. Casey, what's going on? Happy Easter, brother. All right, so we're going to talk about the lunacy that's going on in the news this week above and beyond the All-Star game, which just seemed to spiral from there once there was the shooting. If you guys already remember, it's been 2 or 3 days since that happened. There was a barricade broken down. There is a dead Capitol police officer and a human being that got shot and killed there, but we aren't hearing any more about it, and I think we all know why. Where's my seatbelt? Shirley, it's right here. I didn't want it to, it looked funny here, so I moved it. I love that you guys are concerned, though. So the seat, calm down. There's still a seatbelt. Okay. With that said, I'm also going to talk real quick about Pete Buttigieg getting out of the gigantic SUV and then getting on a bike for a photo op, which screams everything there is to say about the Democratic Party. Let's see. We'll talk a little bit about vaccines. I said All-Star game, and I've got a video of Captain Schiff turning the story around on the Capitol shooter. I wouldn't play yesterday. Turning the story around on the, not Capitol shooter, but the Capitol stabber, whatever it was, the radicalized man from the nation, quote-unquote, Nation of Islam, still finding a way to turn the full MSNBC interview over to an issue talking about January 6th. Why don't we go ahead and start with that one? Because that ended up being, to me, the most mind-boggling and most obvious of what goes on in this country is the way that that was covered. Huge news, breaking news everywhere, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, etc. Once they found out the man was black and was not a white supremacist, it all of a sudden became a complete ignorant, they just ignored the story. It became a byline on the side. It became nothing, except for Fox News carried it for at least a night. But if you watch the news today, I haven't seen anything on it. It's disappeared in 2 days when this is a huge deal. Somebody broke through that is a radicalized member of the Nation of Islam. Let's not forget that Syria was bombed by the current president. Might have ties. Who knows what the actual situation is, but it's completely ignored. And yes, please share this out. Just Shirley, what's funny is my mom is terrible at wearing a seatbelt. So that's hilarious that you say that. I won't let you not. You're terrible at wearing a seatbelt. No, I wear my seatbelt every time. And she wears it once it starts to beep. Anyways, moving on. Let's go ahead and share the screen real quick. I want to play Captain Schiff. Let's see. House Intel Chairman Schiff. There you go. All right, and I'm going to break it up a little bit, but this is interesting. Watch how they start to spin it. This is a 1 minute in, day after the event. 1 minute in, they will already start to shift this and bring up the Capitol event on the 6th. So here we go.
The Capitol is still very much a target. We don't yet know what the motivations of this man were, but But of course, when you see something like this, an attack like this happen, it's hard not to hearken back to January 6th.
And it's hard to know that some people are still not taking this seriously, what happened on January 6th. I mean, you and I have heard.
How in God's name is this now a discussion about January 6th? This is a man that has absolutely nothing to do with the Trump supporters, the people that were there, except unless maybe you scream the extremists that were trying to start shit that day. But this person has nothing to do with January 6th, and Schiff is deciding to turn this, and MSNBC, who condone it, are literally bringing this back to January 6th. It makes zero sense. And what makes even more lack of sense is the fact that we are completely ignoring that this man is a radicalized a part of the Nation of Islam. That's a Louis Farrakhan follower, and the fact that he was black, and the fact that it is literally gone from news within a day and a half. This man broke through a gate. He had a knife. He literally, it's been fenced in to prevent against Trump supporters, and he was so far from that, and it's being ignored. And I think that's absolutely mind-boggling. They wanted it so bad, Jackie, to be Trump supporters, and it was the furthest thing from it. That is huge. And anybody that doesn't see this, I don't know how to give you blunt force logic on this one, but this is everything that's wrong with our media and our country. Anyways, all right, so let's go to the next thing. I'm looking at a couple comments as we go. Next thing I want to talk about, let's talk about the vaccine. This one was another funny one. Let's see if I can find this clip. Yeah, I scrolled through real quick, and let's see. Go ahead and pull this up. I love that they're now making celebrities be the ones that talk about the vaccine. So this is a video I took the other day off my phone. So Facebook is now like making people or letting people know that celebrities are huge fans of the vaccine. Oprah says she felt like Superwoman after getting the vaccine. Amy Schumer, likewise, said it shows her wearing a sleeve off her shirt or some bullshit like that, bedazzled party dress. And then even Dolly Parton got in on the party. And this is what is being put up by Facebook. What I want to talk about that's interesting about the vaccine right now is the fact that there is now CDC questions and guidance that are saying, okay, so you're probably going to need a booster. The scientists are saying, is this going to be like the flu shot where you have to take a new one every year? Then they're also talking about, we already know about the vaccine passport, which people doubted us months ago when we said this is going to be a thing. And they're like, you're just conspiracy theorists. Guess what? It's fucking happening right now. So there's that. And then you literally look at the way that they are controlling the media to talk about these vaccines. That doesn't stop on the CNNs and CNBCs, Fox News, etc. So you're going to tell me that they're putting something into your system, which actually, based on the actual makeup of the shot, it's actually not really a vaccine. It's vaccine-ish. And now they're talking about boosters. They're talking about multiple shots every year. The fact that they're putting these into your system, hundreds of millions of Americans is what they're trying to put this into, and they don't even know how long or if it's successful for a long period of time. They're talking about 12 to 15-year-old kids. It's 100% successful. They're putting that all over the news. I find that hilarious because the sample size is 2,000 saying that they couldn't get it after this. This is also a group that is literally the least amount of having the ability to be contracted with the illness. So you have a injection, is what I'll call it, that is not scientifically tested enough to know how long it will last in your body, if it will actually be successful, and doing small sample sizes saying, give it to 12 to 15-year-olds, no big deal. Who gives a shit? It's absolutely shocking. And then Tanya's got a story, which I'm not going to say, but I'll put it up on the screen. And I've been hearing more and more stories like this. And anytime you experience up like this, people find it shocking that oh my God, there's going to be a little byline from Facebook that shows underneath that this is not true. Please look at CDC guidance. It is true. It's happening to people. There's people having miscarriages. There's having people being hospitalized. There's people getting sicker than they were before. Now, is that a high percentage? No. But wouldn't you like to know the truth about what's actually going on? But they're so dead set, just like the woman on CNN that was on that interview with Cuomo a couple days ago saying, you know what? We need to do this ASAP because our window of opportunity is shrinking to get people to take the vaccine, because the whole purpose is so they can get back to regular life, and things are opening up all over the country. So we need to do this soon because the carrot is no longer there if the country is open back up. Right. So if the country is open back up, then why is it such a huge issue if we are being healthy? Look at countries like, I don't know, Sweden. See what they did. Nicaragua. I don't know. Look pretty successful to me. And if you look at our numbers across the country, the bulk of our country is no longer under an epidemic. We're no longer under a pandemic. We are under an endemic. Two very different things. If you look at the actual statistics, most of the country has moved away from a pandemic, and they do not tell you this unless you actually do your own research. So, just going to throw that out about the vaccine, just fun facts. And of course, just make sure you listen to Oprah, because she's telling you that she feels like Superwoman. They said that she was behind doors or whatever you want to call it for a certain period of time because she was so afraid of the illness. All right. Pete Buttigieg, we'll just give him a second. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and give it a look-see. So to show that he was being environmentally friendly, they set up a bike prop for him when he got out of a gigantic SUV. And I don't doubt that he should be driving an SUV, 100%. He's got armed guards, your working cabinet, all the different things, etc. You do you. But when you then get out of this gas-guzzling SUV and then get onto a bike right on the grounds that you know photographers are going to be at, if that doesn't look like pandering to make a point, I can't help you. If that doesn't look absolutely absurd to you right now, I don't know how to make people see basic logic when it comes to stuff like this, because it's insanity that that's what it's come to just lie to the American public and say, look at what we're doing. It's in everything that when you're younger or when you've been taught by your parents, like, don't be that guy. That's the whole Democratic Party that's in charge right now at the White House. Republican Party has its own issues. I'm calling out specifically the people in charge because they're in charge of both the Senate and the House and the presidency. They're in charge of it all. So if I'm going to call somebody out that's actually doing it wrong and running it all, there you go. Now let's end it on the thing that I thought was going to be the biggest story of the week, which is the All-Star Game. The All-Star Game obviously getting moved from Atlanta, Georgia, to somewhere they don't know yet, which is going to be really interesting because, funny enough, Georgia, even with the new law passed, does not have the strictest voting laws in the country. And if anybody actually looked at the bill and didn't hear from the leftist freakouts about, oh my God, you have to have voter ID and you actually have to show a picture ID to vote. If you don't pay attention to those people, I'm going to let you on a little secret. The actual bill makes it easier to vote for minorities in a lot of different ways, because it actually says if there is over a 1 hour wait at certain polling places, that they need to either have more poll workers or split to a different venue. I don't know how that's voter suppression. It says about picture IDs. There is an old study that says that 20% of minorities 20 to 25% of minorities that don't have picture ID. Well, great. Just so you know, it's $32 in the state of Georgia to get a picture ID. $32 might be too much for some people. So guess what? You can actually get a voter ID card for free. You just have to prove that you are who you are. And as I said the other day, if you can't prove who you are, then you have much bigger issues than voting in the next election. You have a year and 6 months, 7 months to actually find a way to either get a birth certificate or something along those lines, or track down your heritage and roots. I don't know, in order to be able to vote in the next election, and you get a voting card for free. I don't know how that's voter suppression. There also is the issue that, because I've had a couple people come at me, and I know we're going to talk more about this on Tuesday, Had a couple more people come at me with yes, but now they're allowing the partisan governor to take control of some of the voting irregularities. If there was one, he could be in charge of decision making. Typically, the poll places are bipartisan. The polling locations, the local whatevers, they're all bipartisan. Now this becomes partisan. Okay, understandable. So if the state votes on a GOP governor, and that's where the direction they have gone, and technically the rule of the governor is to govern his state. And as most people know, the last election, I know some people still think that it was completely the most secure, bestest election in history, but voter confidence means a lot. So say it wasn't, people aren't confident. Say even if you don't believe there was any kind of voter FRAUD, even if you don't believe that at all, wouldn't you want the country to feel more confident in their elections? So that's what this does, because it prevents certain things, people not having IDs when they do absentee ballots. It shrinks the amount of time to apply for absentee ballots. And on the upside, it actually allows for an extra week of early voting. So that should help voting. So you've got polling places with long lines split, and you've got early voting extended. And you've got a governor now that is going to be in charge of making sure everything makes sense. So in the end, he could take charge of a broken election like we had last time, or a questionable election. It's not partisan just because he's partisan. It's meaning one person is in charge, just like he is in charge of his state and the decision making of his state in order to do this. So that's essentially the gist. That is essentially the gist of this bill that is now the reason that they are moving the All-Star game and draft out of Atlanta, Georgia, which hurts Atlanta businesses that were already preparing for it, because it's only about 5 or 6, All-Star game is July, 4 months off, less than 4 months off. So there's people preparing for it. There's people expecting business out of it. They're taking it out of Georgia because they don't understand the bill, because all they're going to listen to is the mainstream media, and they're going to listen to the ultra woke America saying this is a terrible bill. It's not a terrible bill. You're essentially saying that minorities can't get IDs. I don't understand. To me, that's racist. I'm just going to throw that out there. So you've got them pulling this All-Star game to bring it to another state, which I would love to know what other state they're going to bring it to, because again, there's a lot of states with stricter voting regulations in this. So kudos to you. Meanwhile, some of the biggest money that goes into Major League Baseball is actually from China. So you've got China as a country that is currently committing acts of genocide in their own country that we're letting slide. They're having issues on a ridiculous level. They also have very, very, very LGBTQ. Hey, Wokotopia, where are you guys right now? We're not boycotting any of that. The issue is an all-star game in one of the 50 states of the United States of America, and that is the issue. Now, the one fair thing I will say to you before I sign off, who cares? If you want to pull the All-Star game, great. It just shows how ridiculous we've become as a country when you can't look at this bill that is there to give voter confidence that the worst thing in it is requiring an ID to vote. Oh, and no water and snacks in line, which, might I add, is only within 50 yards. So behind that, completely fine. And it can't be from the polling place. It can be from a third party. I looked that up to be very specific. So a third party can still provide, so just a regular business can still provide stuff 50 plus feet away from a polling location. How is this so bad? I don't understand. Personally, Major League Baseball, I'm not canceling you. I couldn't care less. I really haven't watched sports in a year because I can't stand watching cardboard cutouts in the audience. That's all I got for you. So anyways, guys, make sure I've gotten snacks when I've gone, like after I voted, like they give you stuff. Like, how is this even an issue? That's like such whiny America, like, oh, snack, give me more. I'm sorry, it's just dumb. So again, I do blunt force logic. It's most likely not going to always be on Be the Change. Oop, I just put the wrong thing in there. So make sure you are following this page right here. It's Be the Change, Anthony. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the comment box one more time. We also did get, well, I'll talk about it on Tuesday night. So I'm going to go ahead and show this real quick. So make sure you're following this. This is where I do my motivational stuff, as well as I'll start doing more political stuff directly on here when it's getting a little bit more angry. Because the whole point is be the change, and it's a softer approach. But sometimes when it comes to politics, I've come to the conclusion that you sometimes have to use a battering ram of logic, aka blunt force logic, to get people to understand what is going on. And I got, what did I get? I got a voted sticker, and I got something else last time. I do think I got a snack. So, did you get a snack? No, no snack.
I've never voted one time. This last time.
You've only voted once?
Yeah.
See? Conservatives, well, you voted in 2020.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're good there. All right, guys, be the change you wish to see in the world. Appreciate y'all, and we'll see you Tuesday night for Truth Will Set You Free. I think Jay is coming out of that show to talk about how phenomenal or how terrible this bill is. So that should be fun. Any other of the Democrat voices or liberals, please join, because there is absolutely no way that I can not use logic to let you see that this bill is not the worst thing in the world, nor anywhere near the worst in the country. So see you then. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Unite, don't fight. Be a streetlight, because only you can be the change you wish to see in the world. When you get too stressed out, especially on Easter, remember to pray, America. Woo! Nothing? No? Okay.